Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend. I want to take a moment here to make two notes in the beginning of this video. Number one, thank you to you guys that have been sending me videos and stories through my Twitter. Today's video was inspired by, or recommended by, a tweet from the Bob, who, when I turned on my computer where I saw this, and he said, you might be interested in this story, and sure enough, I'm making a video out of it, much like yesterday when that guy, the Oregon Ducks fan, sent me the link for that video about the track runner that was pointing to the air, thanking God, in a Texas high school, and ended up getting disqualified for doing so. Anyway, thank you to you guys. I have so many videos I want to make that are actually being held off because you guys over the past few days have been sending me a lot of these links to these stories, so I don't want you to feel deterred, like, you're making me, stop making my content. I'll probably make another video later today, possibly two tomorrow. Anyway, sit tight. We'll see how my schedule goes with all that. Anyway, another thing that I want to make a note of is when I usually make a story about something that's more of a small-time news story, something that I feel doesn't get a lot of press, and I just want to, make it to help, get more minds talking about it or thinking about something, I'll usually get a handful of people say something along the lines of, meanwhile in Africa, ... or, why don't you make a video about the innocent lives being killed in Iraq, and, all the other stuff along those lines. And to those people, I just want to say, if you want more in-depth information about a story like that, watch the evening news. Because this is a forum where I'm going to pick and choose the videos that I personally want to make about the news topics I personally want to talk about. I personally would rather talk about something that's being less talked about in society than one that is, talked about by everyone and their mother. A lot of people already have an opinion about, famine in Africa, or drones killing people in Iraq and Afghanistan. And it's not saying that those stories are worthless in comparison to something that I feel is a smaller story that I want to discuss with you guys, but it's just, this is a forum where I'm going to pick and choose what I personally want to talk about. And if that bothers you, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can say other than to deal with it. Again, watch the evening news. Watch people that do a shit ton more research into videos of world epidemic problems than I ever could. So, anyways, with that being said, on to today's topic, story, video, whatever you want to call it. The Bob sent me this, said, you might be interested in this, and sure enough, when I read the article, I was. This is about a teenage girl, a girl in high school who's a teenager who had a child. And she had a picture removed from the yearbook because she included her child in the picture. Now, I'll get to the story in a second here. Now, we all know, well, most of you probably know my stance on teenage pregnancy. If you don't, watch that video I made called 16 and Pregnant, my thoughts on the show. And anyway, many of you consider that to be one of the best videos I've ever made here. I don't consider anything special, so I'm kind of flattered that people think that's one of my best videos I've ever made here. So most of you know my thoughts about teenage pregnancy. And I might have a response to this that, kind of like, stuns you guys, because you might think I'm going one way if you watch that 16 and Pregnant video and then go another here. Anyways, let me just go ahead. I'm going to show you the picture that was pulled from the yearbook. Here it is right here. By the way, there's a link in the video description for the news story if you want to follow along at home. I'm going to go ahead and read the story now, which reads, a North Carolina teen says her senior picture was pulled from the school yearbook because she posed with her 3-month-old son. Seniors at Wheatmore High School in Trinity, North Carolina, were told to pose with something that represents them or is an achievement. The Associated Press reported, Caitlin Tiller, 17, chose her son, Leland. Quote, I picked my son because he's helped me be a better person, she told Yahoo Shrine. By having him, I grew up quickly, but I learned how to be responsible. But Tiller said the photo was pulled from the yearbook 2 days before it went to print after school officials told her it promoted teen pregnancy. They gave her a chance to submit an alternative photo, but she refused. Quote, I said if Leland can't be in the photo, then I won't be either, Tiller told Yahoo. The advisor said, that's your choice, then you won't be in the yearbook, and hung up on me. Randolph County School Superintendent Donald Andrews told the Associated Press, the yearbook's practice has been to include photos of only graduating students, though family friends can appear with seniors in advertisements. Tiller graduated early and has started college, working part-time at McDonald's to support her son. Well, how do we feel about this? Now, in my 16 and pregnant video, I said how, I'm just going to kind of paraphrase my whole message in that video, how teenage pregnancy really shouldn't be coddled in this country. Just to make a stance from this country. Because it is something that is very difficult, can be very difficult, most likely will be very difficult for a teenage girl to endure through, especially if you're still in high school. Going to school, going to high school is like working a full-time job. Having a child is like having a full-time job. Your odds of success with having 2 full-time jobs drastically decrease. Now, doesn't mean you absolutely won't be a success in life or that you won't achieve your dreams, your aspirations, anything along those lines. Of course not. I'm not going to be so grandiose to boldly say, no, your life is going to fail, you're going to fall flat on your face or anything like that. But it shouldn't be coddled. And to be fair, a show like Teen Mom does focus quite a bit on the struggles of a teenager being pregnant. But again, I don't think it should be coddled in society and pointed to as like, oh yeah, it's great, you're just going to get pregnant, have a kid, and your life is going to be just going to go on without a hitch. That being said, you saw the picture of this girl that I showed, posing with her son. Read the story over here with you guys. I gotta say, I don't see how the school drew this conclusion. Now, I know why they did, because it's a teenage girl and she had a child, and bringing this picture in the yearbook is going to be like, oh, people are going to be, oh, remember Caitlin? Yeah, she got knocked up by Johnny, and yeah, there's that kid she had. Remember, she had to go work at McDonald's after that. And yeah, okay. The school's hypersensitive about that. That's fine. The school can be hypersensitive about whatever they want. But when it gets to the point that something like this, something along this line of hypersensitivity, goes to stifling the genuine happiness and appreciation that one has for something they did, that's where I draw the line. I see that picture, all I see is someone that is very genuinely happy. And the fact that she's being told that she can't share this with everyone, yeah, I have a problem with that. I do have a problem with that. And this school should be shamed for the fact that they have a problem with this. I'm pretty sure that the kids in this high school can grasp the concept of a teen pregnancy. Now, some of them might be foolish in a moment of intercourse and end up becoming pregnant themselves. But I think they all should understand what teenage pregnancy is. If they don't, then they got another thing coming to them, and that's a bigger problem if they can't understand something as conceptually simple as a teenager being pregnant. But to almost go to the point, well, it's not even going to the, almost go to the point, it is going to the point of censorship. Censoring someone's true, genuine happiness because the school doesn't want to feel like they're promoting teenage pregnancy. Now, they said in the article there that, kids have posed with like family members or friends, personal, other physical human beings. So they've already established that this has already happened before. Like, say a kid was raised by, 2 homosexual men Would they be banned from having those two men pose in the photo with them? Like, because they're proud that the two men helped, you know, raise this well-functioning child in society? Would the school go that far? Now, you see, this is why I would focus on a story like this, because this is something that can evolve into more and more things. Because if we're starting to stifle someone for being genuinely happy over having a child at a teenage age, then where's the line going to be drawn? Because I see this as a step that's going to further regress society. Because who knows? Again, that instance I said just a few seconds ago. What if someone wanted to bring their homosexual parents on that raised them to be a happy and healthy kid? Again, it just makes you wonder where they're going to draw a line. Maybe someone's going to wear their favorite John Cena t-shirt and they're going to be like, oh no, you can't wear that because it's wrestling and it's fighting. And anyway. Alright. I can't believe I mentioned John Cena in a potentially positive light in a video here. I don't know where my mind went to there. Anyway, yeah, thank you for sending me that story, the one, the Bob. It's just really fascinating, if anything else, to see stuff like this being censored in society. And that's why I will take the time out of my day to cover a story like this, because I see a lot of these little stories becoming the quote-unquote bigger story. And that's why I would focus more on a littler story like this. Now, granted, I've covered big, grandiose stories before in videos, but I will go out of my way for a few minutes of my day to sit on my couch, turn on my camera, and have a discussion with you guys about a video like this. And if some of you don't like it, then I'm sorry. Like I said earlier in the video, all there's left to do is to deal with it. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should this girl's photo have been taken out of the yearbook? Is it doing too much to coddle a teenage pregnancy lifestyle? I mean, I'm sure everyone in the school's probably already seen, you know, Teen Mom and Teen Mom 2 and 16 and Pregnant and all that other shit that's shoveled down their throat by all the channels that adolescents and teenagers watch these days. So it's not like it's like oh no, we can't show them that a teenager has the ability to have a child. No, but you know what you can do, school? You can show a teenager being happy. And this Caitlin looked very damn happy in that picture. That's all I got to say about this, guys. Have a great day.